I'm going to adjust this microphone. I did a bit of ego surfing yesterday and listened to a bit of my stream, and it was a little soft. I'm going to adjust this microphone.
I'm here in Bristol, Virginia.
But first I got to lower the volume of my own stream. Okay, I think that's going to be a little louder. Sweet. Okay, so hi. I'm just going to wait for the lag to catch up and for people to tell me they can hear me and that they can... Wait, where's the game? It's buried somewhere on my desktop. I know you can see it on the stream, but I don't know where it is. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so can you hear me and the music? Alright. First of all, I'm going to bring this over here so I can see the chat window and bring up. There we go. Okay. So you should be able to hear me and the music. According to like my little levels here, everything is working. So I'm just going to assume everything's working and dive in. So, you know, let's just jump in. I'm not hitting new game this time. I'm hitting load game because we ended yesterday just after seeing Lisa on the second day, I think. So here we are. Alright, so we got some people. How many people are on the channel right now? We got, I don't know. This thing used to tell me exactly who was in the channel at any given time. And wow, it's lagging on my end. That's really funny. I'm seeing the little circle, spinning circle thing. That's weird. It usually tells me how many people are in the channel, but it's not. Oh, 41. Okay, that's good. That's wow. 41 to start with. That's pretty cool. Alright, so anyway, let's jump in. Toast sounds good. Okay. So I think we got to go to the hospital to try to talk to Danny Marconi. So funny how the image of this is the nurse from the hospital. I remember originally I just like picked out like just something iconic from the room, like this flower vase, but it just looked really ugly. It just there's no way around it. It just looked ugly. So I used the nurse. Hooray. Right. Talk to the nurse.
Hi again.
Psychics
Hello.
really do have neon signs. Yes, they do. A reviewer said that one of his issues with Deception was that it was disconnected from the rest of the series due to the psychic stuff. I mean, you know, isn't the game about a psychic? That's, I don't know. What can I say?
Do you have a patient here named Danny Marconi?
Yes, we do. Are you a relative?
No, I'm just hoping to ask him some...
Oh, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but he passed away.
Yeah,
earlier
Vito,
this
that was no
afternoon.
accident. Seagram is the name of the real estate company from Blackwell Unbound.
He just went quietly in his sleep.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, good for him. What do we come here for anyway? Come on, let's blow.
Sorry to bother you. So, do you want to talk about it?
It's ancient history. There's nothing to say. Let's just get a move on.
I think this might have been the first game I had them talk over the map screen, which is kind of neat. I mean, you can sort of envision them anywhere. They do that a few times. They do that in Epiphany a lot too. Okay, so let's go back to Lisa. Gosh, these inventory items are so blocky and simple looking. I'm very picky about art these days. I never used to be. The tagline of this should be "Poor Joey." Yep. For me, the previous stream ended 5 minutes ago. Because you just watched it. Excellent. Excellent. So now it's live. Ooh. I could get used to watching a stream like this every evening. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. I enjoy it. My wife was sick and actually watching me in the other room and said I was very watchable. So, you know, my wife thinks I'm cool.
Sorry, I'm not seeing clients tonight.
Do you know a Danny Marconi?
Yes, we do need the press pass, but not until later. God, you could barely hear her. She's very faint, isn't she?
Let me in and I'll tell you. About Danny Marconi.
What about him?
I know he died this afternoon,
And?
and I wanted to talk to you about him.
Would I consider playing other adventure games on Twitch? I might. You know, after I get through all the games that I'm
He was your
recompiling in the new engine,
Didn't know that.
I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. I'll. People seem to enjoy this, and I like doing it. It does take a significant chunk out of my day, so I might not do it as often. But it's fun, and I seem to. It's a nice way of directly connecting to you guys. So I'll probably do more. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whether there'll be like a developer stream, like a design thing, or I play other games. I don't know. I'll see. Usually, I leave playing games to the end of the day, like after my kid has gone to bed and everything. So if I do that, it'll be at a different time. There was Mega Mike asks, is there a reason why I decided to use those comic style portraits before I replaced them? I will say there's obviously a reason I replaced them. Budget, mostly. I wasn't really thinking about art style. I never thought about visuals back then. I was able to get them done reasonably cheaply, and I didn't. I was looking to save as much money as possible back then, and I thought that the images were fine, but they did not fit with the game. I will admit that now. I should have been a little more picky, but that's why I got them redone.
We have a mutual friend.
Really? And who might that be?
It's complicated.
Livestream postmortems, kind of,
I
yeah.
ask you again. How do you know my grandfather?
A little help here.
Just tell her this.
He used to be a tailor.
That there are a million ways you could have known that.
Fine. Tell her everyone called him Danny Boy and he hated it.
What?
Just say it.
Everyone called him Danny Boy, and he hated it.
Excuse me?
He drank whiskey straight with no. He put salt on everything. He would have sold his soul to play at the supper club, and he was madly, madly in love with a singer named Linda.
Madly in love with a singer named
Getting unavowed as soon
Linda.
as possible, or daily Dave streams. Well, one kind of does inform the other. I mean, it's important to get myself
Linda was
out
my
there,
grandmother. She died before I was born.
and the streams are a good way to do
Heaven
that.
For small favors. Seeing you.
You're for real, aren't you? You're one of them?
What was I trying to say? Since Unavowed is my own project as opposed to something I'm publishing, I have a lot less time to do the marketing stuff, and talk about something and just sort of kind of do what I usually do when it comes to promoting a game. I'm so in design mode and work mode that I'm finding myself A, not having the time, and B, not having the energy to just get myself out there as much, and so these streams are a good way to do that. So it's important that people remember who I am. So when Unavowed comes out, people will be like, oh yeah, that game.
Them?
No, I'm not falling for that. I've been nothing but loyal over the years. You have no reason to test me like this.
Look at her, shaking like a leaf.
Just because there was
And
that
she's
bit of
standing
trouble
stock
with the
still.
reporter.
Don't I have a PR?
You
I do have a
must
PR,
learn.
but it's not
I'm
like an
not
ongoing
responsible for that.
full-time thing.
Why now? If
It's
what I
the
suspect
PR
is true,
I do
people
is
have
usually
believed
around
the way
launch
for
time.
years. Why the change of heart?
Usually contacting press and keeping track of who's written about me, who hasn't, kind of giving me advice on how to properly launch a game, giving feedback on the trailer and my the website and all that kind of stuff. It's that's what I use PR for. When it just comes to the general keeping my name out there and just in the gamosphere consciousness, that's all me. And I usually do that with Twitter. But that's not enough these days. I mean, I don't use Reddit. I never used Twitch before last week. So there's a lot I could be doing, and I just don't do it because, I'm one guy and my time and energy is limited. Which is why I've been meaning to do Twitch streams for a while, and here I am.
Gavin has killed someone.
I can't confirm that one way or the other, and neither can you.
Look, I'm just a friend of Jeremy's. I want to know what happened, that's all. Whoever Gavin is, he needs to be stopped.
I want
Yes.
to believe you.
Then what's the problem?
Excuse me.
Look, what if I tell you my suspicions and I'm wrong? You think I can just walk away?
So what do you suggest?
I'll give you the names of the last 2 clients I referred to Gavin. That's harmless enough. You look into them. You find anything, maybe we can talk.
Fine, give them to me.
Here.
I liked when I had the Soren eye.
Thanks. I will get to the bottom of this.
Sorry, I don't know what
I
you
hope
mean.
so. But until you do, leave me out of it. Now get out.
Leave me out
I've
of
done
it.
all
Go
I
to
can.
Jamie first? Okay. I can go to Jamie first.
Is this what you lived for, Danny? Was it worth it?
Stop reminding me we're
You
never
were
going to
good
get a
man,
Salmon
Danny.
Max Season 4.
You deserved a better legacy than this.
I would love a Salmon Max Season 4.
Well, maybe we both did.
I really, really love the
So it
Telltale
looks
Salmon
like we've
Maxes.
gotta
Really,
track
really
down
did.
these 2
Oh, the
people.
Halloween avatar. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who are they?
We've got a
I need to
tattoo
come up with a new
artist.
joke.
She
I've
lives
done
on
that 3
Thompson
years in a
Street,
row.
just south of Washington Square.
And the other?
Jamie Graham. She's a student up at Columbia.
Didn't you go to school there?
Is Miranda in the chat? If she is, we could probably do Tiffany first because that's her character. She voiced Tiffany. Otherwise, I guess we'll go to Jamie. God, that sound. I never thought about this kind of stuff back then.
Sneaking through the Columbia campus at night isn't how I envisioned coming back here. Keypad locks. Those are new.
You know, it's weird. I didn't even think about this when I wrote the game. I mean, Columbia is like a really prestigious Ivy League, expensive school, and Rosa is like a, you know, she grew up in the foster care system. Even though she had, you know, a trust fund in her name, I'm not sure if she would have been able to afford Columbia. So my little headcanon is that she was a scholarship baby because she's smart.
I can't do anything from out here. There's a keypad on this door.
You know, this keypad I stole from one of my old freeware games. It was called Two of a Kind. And someone, you know, the artist on that project drew this keypad. And I stole it verbatim because I remember thinking I needed a keypad and I just needed something temporary and I never replaced it. So, oops. God, the mixed resolutions here. Ah. Yeah, I wouldn't do this now. Two of a Kind. It's fun. It's kind of, I should probably replay it one day just to sort of like, you know, bygone innocent freeware days, that kind of thing. What am I doing? Yeah, Joey.
Not from out here, I don't. Hello? Looks like the coast is clear.
Remember reading that about Home on the Underdogs. Wow. Never knew that was me. Yeah. Well, actually, there's a reference to Two of a Kind in this room. Somewhere. Let me see.
It says, remember Waterloo.
Right. So then I switch to Rosa. You gotta look up Waterloo. Battle of Waterloo, 1815.
There's a keypad on this door.
Oh my god, I forgot it already. 1815. There we go. I had this keypad in Epiphany as well. Remember Citadel. And welcome to New York.
This looks like a class schedule. I recognize a bunch of the course codes from when I studied here.
You remember that after all this time?
It wasn't that long ago.
If you say so.
Let's see. She's mostly taking English and history classes.
Uh-huh.
Now this is interesting. Well, it
Elaine Appleton.
looks like a poster
Epileptic
for
Fish.
a band called
That's the reference.
Epileptic Fish. I've heard of those guys.
I'm not sure they play together anymore. It's a reference to what we called ourselves when we made Two of a Kind. We needed to come up with some kind of team name, and we called each other Epileptic Fish. And it was a really neat project. In fact, I would say that's what inspired me to like start doing commercial level games, because I was in charge of the project, and it was like everyone was like really jazzed and excited about this project, and we did it. We got to it was called a team-based challenge, where you were assigned a team, and then you had to like finish a game and get, and release it by a certain date. And we got there. I mean, by the skin of our teeth, but we got there, and it was a very inspiring experience for me. Like I just I didn't want to do anything else, and it was only a couple of years before I finally, started doing them commercially. And we always tried to do another project together, but we never did it. In fact, I think there's a reference. There's an inside joke. Epileptic fish. If you Google them, yeah, lead singer Alistair Ho, because he was the musician on the project, confirmed that they were not getting back together. We've all gone our separate ways. Yeah, this is like the most in-joke of in-jokes. No one would get this except for like the four of us. What am I doing? Laptop? Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know the password yet. I think I have to look up Elaine Appleton, don't I? Okay. I remember originally I had the idea of you visit her at her office. And then I decided to cut that because you only have this one conversation with her.
Is this Elaine Appleton?
So I'm like, why not just call her on the phone?
Rosangela Blackwell. I was in your...
One of the unavowed screenshots shows a person at a computer screen. Will the Oogle mechanic make a return? No, it's not. It doesn't make a return.
I'm surprised you remember me after all this time.
Well, it was my first year as a professor.
I did?
The coffee? The cup you spilled all over my desk?
Oh, God. I completely forgot about
this
that.
actress, who I don't even remember the name of, she was remote. She was a remote actress. And usually I don't like doing remote actors, but it was such a little role, and it was on the phone anyway, so the change in quality, or not quality, but like usually anyone who uses a different microphone in a different location, it'll sound slightly different. Maybe not enough to be noticeable, but if you have an ear for that, like I do, it's really noticeable. It can drive you crazy. But since she was on the telephone, I figured, why not? Use a remote actor. Why not? Who leaves their phone number on the internet? Well, it's her office hours, so, that's different.
I wanted to ask about a student of yours, Jamie Graham.
Oh, her, yeah. You mean you don't know? Oh, well, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. Did you know her well?
No, not really, but...
I'm not sure what I can tell you that I already didn't tell the police, but...
How did Jamie die?
I'm not sure.
Chaos Origin 2 is now hosting me. Thank you, Chaos Origin 2.
Really?
I always have to say these names in this voice, like Chaos Origin, because I don't know, it's just a funny thing to say out loud. Thank you very much for hosting me. You could always call the guy, wait, this is not Kathy Rain. Nope. A little salute. Trav7? I don't know what Trav7 is, but...
What can you tell me?
I hate to speak ill of her, but she was a disappointment.
How so?
At first, she was very... By midterm, she'd show up for class late and hungover, and as for what she was wearing, well, let's just say it wasn't appropriate.
What was wrong with her clothes?
I'm no prude, but what she was wearing should stay in Munray's where it belongs.
Munray's?
It's a nightclub.
This is a reference to a nightclub in Boston that I only went to a few times. It's called Man Ray's, which I don't think is around anymore. But it wasn't really. It was kind of like a goth club, I guess. It was like a goth club, but it was the 90s, goth clubs back then. And they also had 80s nights, and I had a friend who would always drag me there on 80s nights. And it was fun. But yeah, I was just trying to think of like a nightclub name, and that's the only nightclub I know. So I just changed a syllable. I changed a vowel, so Man Ray's became Mun Ray's. I don't know if anyone on the chat stream has heard of Man Ray's. Gorilla T, that always seems to happen. The nightclub in the game looks nothing like the club in real life anyway. So I just stole the name. That's all.
Why were the police involved? If she died by natural causes, why involve them?
I wondered the same thing.
How many people are in the chat room now? You got 45. All right. Sorry, occasionally I have to puff up my ego by seeing
The
how many
detective,
people
a
are
man
here.
named Durkin, I believe, wasn't very forthcoming.
Durkin.
What made her brilliant?
She had a way of infecting you with her passion. When she loved something, she could make you love it too. She had a keen interest in Middle Eastern history.
Middle Eastern
So it
history,
was
yeah.
no surprise that most of her work had Middle Eastern themes to them. But as I said, that faded with time. She stopped having a passion for much of anything, I think. Such a waste.
Yeah, gosh, the dialogue here is a little stilted, isn't it? I would edit this much differently now.
You said she faded. What do you think happened to her?
I don't know. I wish I did. At the time, I figured it was the typical story. Young, sheltered girl comes to the city and gets overwhelmed with the freedom of it all. Most adjust fine. Some, well, don't.
I think like this is the first game where I really knew what Blackwell was about, and it's weird it took 4 games to get there. But I like knew that this was a story of urban isolation. Like that's what this was. And I think Jamie is kind of like the most obvious and kind of best example of that, of what living in a city can do to you.
I
I
should get
think
going.
that's all. They never did hang out, did they? And then we got to look up Munray. Sorry, Munray. Oh, and yeah, got to talk to Durkin as well.
Hi, it's Rosangela Blackwell. Remember me?
Yeah, what do you want?
I was just checking in. Any word on Jeremy's murder?
Nothing yet. We're working on it. You got anything for us?
I found Jeremy's phone outside of a psychic's office.
You did, huh? Where is it?
I've got it with me. Hello?
You found potential evidence and removed it from the scene?
Yes?
Yeah.
Forget it. It's just junk.
Oops. What am I doing? I gotta talk to him about Jamie.
I wanted to talk to you about Jamie Graham.
Who?
Jamie, a Columbia student. I was told you were looking into it.
Inspector Grundy. Yep.
I think Jamie and Jeremy might be connected. Could we talk somewhere?
Why should I do that?
Look, you owe me, and I might be able to help you out again.
You could, huh?
Like you said, I get around.
What the hell? I need a cup of coffee anyway. You know a place in Alphabet City called Cup of Clay?
I'll find it.
Right. See you there.
It's funny, Cup of Clay I originally was intending to be a pottery shop, hence Cup of Clay. But I knew I wanted to have a coffee shop in the game where you talk to that barista about Tiffany, and I wanted to kind of combine some locations, because it's like the pottery shop would have been interesting visually, but you only needed to visit it once, and all you needed to do there was talk to somebody. So I'm like, why not? I mean, it's a good name for a coffee shop, so why not make that the coffee shop? And then, so I combined locations that way. My background is the the stream background. Yeah. I probably should put something cooler up there, because it's like really, really zoomed in. Because I think, you can't see it. I'm like moving with the mouse, but you can't see that. In the upper right corner is like that little kind of the bit where Mandala is kind of hanging out, with her arms out. I didn't want to have her in the image, so I had to really zoom in and just show the corner of it. So it's really heavily pixelated. Where am I going? Should I go to the cafe, or let's just go to the nightclub? Why not? Whoops, nope. I gotta look up the nightclub first. Alright, so we're going to the cafe. Blech. Oh my god, that's so cheap. Her opening the door animation is actually her picking up using her phone animation. You can see, I'll go out and go back in again. If you look closely, you'll see she's lifting up her phone. Oh my god, Dave, that was so cheap. Check this out. You can see her phone in her hand. So whatever, she's looking at her phone while she's opening the door. Why not?
Hi, you're new here, aren't
Oh my
you?
god, that's Jennifer Holmes again.
Yeah,
She had 3 roles in this game. She played
knew it. I
Penelope
never forget a face.
Haynes, she played this bartender, and she plays Madeline later.
Do you know the detective over there?
Whoa, we never noticed.
Durkin?
Well, you did
He's a
now.
regular.
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Now you can't unsee it.
So tempting.
Well, that's
I've
why
already
you tuned
been
into the
to
stream,
I
guys. That's what this is for. You get all the insider info because you guys decided to come here and hang out with me. So now you get all
So
of it.
tempting, but I've already had more coffee today than I should.
Why shouldn't she? Why didn't I have her buy coffee? I mean, why not?
Thanks. I'll see you around.
Have a good night.
Oh, Rosa's got some stray pixels on her back there. That's weird. I've never noticed that before. Oh, it's her hair. Duh. It's her hair. They're red. It's her hair. Okay. It's fine. It's her hair.
Hi, Detective Durkin?
Oh, it's you. So, what can I do for you?
It's funny, Francisco actually was a remote actor when he recorded this. It didn't bother me back then, because I like Francisco and I like his... No one else could do Durkin, so, I was willing to deal with that. Spoiling his games for others since 2012. What did I do in 2012? Player King... The Player King Show? Is that Brian? I know you use that name. Is that Brian? Holy crap,
So
hi!
how are you since Jamie's death? Her teacher said
How
it
you
was
doing?
natural.
Well, she was right.
Abe has never joined these streams.
And a dumpster.
Yeah, Gavin's not
So
until
it
the
was
very,
murder.
very, very end of the game.
It was
So
3 blocks away from some nightclub.
Brian was Gavin in this game. He was also Azrael in Gemini Rue. He was Fatty Walsh in Golden Wake. And what else has he done? He was Alan Riken in Blackwell Convergence, the guy on the ledge. I need to one day Brian's going to be someone nice. And he is the nicest guy.
How are you sure she wasn't murdered?
We have this thing called a coroner's report.
Right. What did it say?
I don't know the medical term, but some kind of brain vessel burst. It happens.
It happens.
One thing's
Of course
for
it
sure.
happens.
It was no murder, just rotten luck.
He was the top hat guy in Shardlight, that's right. Death is coming.
What else did the coroner's report say?
Nothing.
And he was also the guard that attacked
know.
Amy, so yeah, he wasn't a nice guy in that one either.
You do owe me.
I don't know about that, but you certainly do get around. Look, I can't give you the actual report, but you might be.
Thanks.
Azrael was kind
Don't
of
think.
nice.
You owe me now. You got a phone?
He was a good guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily
When
a
we
nice
finish
one.
Here, I'll send you a message.
So, any progress on Jeremy?
Look, you helped us out on the ID, but
But
don't push it. You know about as much as I
What,
do.
it clicked in your mind for the first time you thought, I want to create a point-and-click adventure game? I don't know. It's more like I liked them when I was a kid, and so when... I remember it was like 2001, the towers just went down and I was unemployed and living in New York, so it wasn't a very good time, and
Well,
See,
I discovered Adventure Game Studio, and being a guy who likes point-and-click adventure games and was kind of looking for a way to vent myself creatively, it seemed a good way to do it, and so I created a little game in Adventure Game Studio and put it online, and people seemed to like it, so I kept making more, and then one thing led to another, and here I am. So I wouldn't say something clicked, it just seemed like the natural way to do things, because I wanted to create something to kind of... It's no coincidence that the first game I wrote in AGS was a game starring the Grim Reaper. I had just a lot of, stuff in me I wanted to get out. Do I already have the voice actors for Unavowed? No. I mean, that's going to be a long way from being done. The game is kind of kicking my ass, let me put it that way. It's going a lot slower than I'd like. The candy next to the barista looked awesome and wish Rosa would buy some. You mean this right here, or this right here? Oh, this right here. Yeah, the pastries.
maybe I'll buy one when this is over.
Okay, let's pretend she did that.
Those look pretty good, actually.
Let's go.
Hey, check it out. I got a message from Durkin.
Oh right, I need to look up the nightclub. Please use Abe. I'm always gonna use Abe. I mean, he's a list of all the Dave Gilbert games. I mean, you go to our website, wadjetigames.com, they're all there. But in terms of the games I wrote or the games that Wadjet published, right. And I also got to look up Jamie. You can actually, when we redid the Shiva a few years ago, we added Jamie Graham to the web search in that game, because it takes place like a little before, like around the time of Blackwell Legacy, so Jamie Graham is theoretically alive, so you could actually look her up there. And she has like a Yelp review on some... oh no, I know what it is. If you look up the bar that Rabbi Stone goes to, there's a Welp review from Jamie Graham, which I thought was... My wife added that. I thought that was really funny. Right, because she learned she's into books. Okay. Da-da-da. Alright, let's go to Munrays. Dun, 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 dun.
$20 cover for this dump? You got robbed.
Very sweet.
What?
I imagine she'd put milk and sugar in it.
No. Well,
Why did I click through that? That's one of my favorite lines from the game. You got robbed. I looked like a slob? No. Yes. You know, one disappointment when we ported this to iOS is that this lighting effect wouldn't work. It just, all the tinting, it tints the whole room, and it's this giant scrolling room, and it wouldn't work. It slowed the game down to a crawl, so we just had the entire screen change color, which was a little cheap. But, you know, it's amazing how it's this little dinky pixel game, but you port it to an iPhone and it just chokes. Dun 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 dun.
Hi. So, I can't just chat with some stranger.
I do like this. I just, people always say how, like, Rose's confidence grows throughout the series, but she never loses that, like, kind of iconic awkwardness.
Hi.
That, I think is very important to her. I never made her a badass. And there's just... He's obviously drunk. It says drunk guy.
He looks drunk, whoever he is.
And Rosa says he's drunk, so obviously he's drunk. Look at him. Wow, he's got a big head. Oh my god, that is huge. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, got a sec? Hello? She's serving a bunch of customers on the other side. I can't get her attention.
Yeah. It's my little cheap way of avoiding showing a big crowd of people. This place is really happening and popular. You just can't see them. Yeah.
Excuse me, could I ask... Hello? Ow, hey, watch the arm. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Seb is work in the room. Alright, I gotta switch to Joey here. Dun 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 dun. I think like this song wasn't on the soundtrack because I actually took it from it was a forum. It was a indie developer forum, and someone had some like music there that he said, "You guys are welcome to use these songs. Just give me credit," and I did. I think the song is called Tears, but I forget who wrote it. It's in the credits at the end of the game. How do I do animations? I don't know. Because I don't draw them. Dave doesn't do graphics. No, I do not. I do love those lights. That just looks really cool. Okay.
Jamie? You're Jamie Graham, aren't you?
God, that smile. All right.
I know you.
This is Sarah O'Malley. She was an amazing find. I met her at Baby Castles, which is this kind of video game museum installation place in New York. And oh my god, I've only been doing this a half hour. Wow. Okay, we're making great time. And she mentioned she was a voice actor, but I was not prepared for how good she was. And she played the computer. She did the computer voices in Gemini Rue. And I asked her to do Jamie, and she was so good, so good. And I always knew, like every time I worked with her, I felt like I wanted to use her as much as possible because she was gonna like go somewhere big one day. And she did. She's now like a prodigy. She's now like a, working with Jennifer Hale out in LA. I mean, she is doing some amazing stuff. And now she's union, so I can't use her anymore, which sucks. But yeah, no, she was Jamie here. She was Anna Castillo in Resonance. She was Clarity in Primordia. And she was Jocelyn in Blackwell Epiphany just before she went union, so I was able to sneak her in there. And she had a little role in Technobabylon, but I couldn't actually put her in the credits because she was union then.
Not yet, but I hope to change that.
You think so, huh?
Anyway, I'm Joey.
This was the first time I ever like wrote a kind of like flirty love scene, and I remember getting it tested like so many times because I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Is it creepy? Is it weird? But people always seem to really like this scene. They really, really seem to like it. Come here often. Let's not say that.
Care.
Whatever. No, this
The
music,
music
sucks.
sucks.
So,
It's a place to go, right?
it's a place, I'll give it that.
You know, I don't listen to Blue Collar Stools. I should. They're just so long. Podcasts are like 2 hours long. I just don't have the time to listen. Meanwhile, here I am doing a stream that's about 2 hours long. What am I doing?
Interesting music, huh?
It's alright.
I know she has to mention her dog's name.
Are you even old enough to be in here?
Sure I am. I've got the best ID money can buy.
I stole that line from somewhere. I can't take credit for that.
Are you alone here tonight? That's a crime.
Whatever.
Oh, God.
I'm here with friends.
Friends, huh?
They'll be here any minute.
Well, in the meantime,
How about not?
You guest on the show. I've been on like 3 times or 4 times, and they've done like over 100 episodes.
why are you being like this? You barely know me.
Please. I've already got a dog back home.
Hey, now that's a bit uncalled for.
His name is Benji. You'd like him.
I've got a...
There was a series of movies way back when about a dog named Benji. That's where I got that from. Hey Brian, you're off? Okay, well thank you for coming by. This is really cool. Yeah, sorry we didn't get to see Gavin. He doesn't show up until the very, very end of the game. Oh yeah, now Rose has got to look up Ash Bless, doesn't she? Oh no, that's not it. We gotta go to read Rose's email. I mean, Jamie's email. Yeah, she might have had better expressions there. I admit, like I should have spent more time on these portraits because it was a spontaneous thing. I was gonna do this Halloween promotion. If those of you might remember how well that turned out, it was kind of a disaster. But I decided to get the portraits redone for that promotion. But this was like a month in advance, so the guy redid all the portraits in less than a month, which might have been a mistake because they were all a little rushed. I still think that the tone suits the game a lot better than the original ones did, but they're not perfect. I think Rosa looks a little too young, and Joey doesn't quite look like Joey. They're a little off what they are in my head, but I'm not going to get them redone a third time. That's just crazy. I think the success of the scene is Joey has to work for her attention. Maybe you're right. Change the song. Yeah, you can. I think if you go back, the song changes. Yeah, there's 2 different songs that randomly play. Benji, yay! And I have Sarah Mala in here because of course I do. So basically Sarah is writing herself. I think I might have written this before I cast Sarah, which is actually kind of funny. I know, Laura, I just haven't done it yet. Lisa Tenzin, Seb Frederick, Gavin, Don Graham is her father, I imagine. Okay, so let's go. Gavin is there. Dun dun dun. Right, back to Monrays. Electrified me. It's rude to close the door in Joey's face. Virtual DJ by DJ Tomo. Epileptic fish. And of course it's like got the Blackwell theme in there. Let's talk to Seb. Yeah, I know she starts dancing. Isn't that fun? It's she dances really cool. Joey on the other hand. Oh.
Hi. Hey. I can't just chat with some Are you Seb? I said, are
That's
you
my
Seb?
voice as Seb.
Yeah, I heard.
I could totally pass for a college kid,
No,
right?
but we
Right?
have a mutual friend.
Really? Who?
Jamie Graham.
Sorry, don't know her.
Do you want to go somewhere more quiet? It's kind of loud in here.
I don't want to talk anyway, so I'll stay right here.
I read the email you wrote to Jamie.
That was private.
Sorry, I know. It couldn't be helped.
Dun, 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 dun,
What do you
dun,
want?
dun, dun,
I'm trying to learn about her.
dun, dun.
Save you the trouble.
Got the little Blackwell theme in there. I just love that reoccurring theme. Love it so much.
Spun out of control.
DJ Blank. Blank is actually my mother's maiden name. It always makes things confusing whenever I have to, like, give my mother's maiden name, like, for phone security. I'm like, it's Blank. Literally. Alright, let's see here.
She was a drug addict.
Yeah, big time. She kept trying. Boring. Right. At least I'm not dead.
You here alone?
Yeah, and I like it that way.
I'm good at doing those different voices. Oh, thank you. I don't, you know, it's hard to judge yourself, because all I can hear is myself.
She dropped out of school.
Not yet. Well, she stopped going to class. She was
Why is
gonna
she
drop out or
smiling?
Get kicked out. One or the other.
You shouldn't be smiling.
Why do you come here?
You're one to talk.
I'm here on business. Kind of. So why are you here?
I don't know. Does it matter? I just
Hey, hey, Miranda! Yay! Terrible at checking my messages. I'm in the middle of a stream. Wait, did you write me? Yes, you did write me. Okay, sorry. I'm in the middle of a stream. Of course, I didn't check my messages. Miranda played Tiffany.
No,
We haven't done Tiffany yet, so I guess we'll go there
She was
soon.
a drug addict.
Yeah, big time.
Why is he smiling? Why don't I have the smiling version of Seb up there? Oh my god, Dave.
least I'm
There he
not
goes.
dead.
That's the one it should be.
She was a drug.
Yeah, boy.
Alright,
Later.
later. Alright, I gotta combine a few things.
Now this is interesting.
Some people laugh when they have
Seb
strong
said that
emotions,
Jamie
whether
was
good
a
or bad.
drug
I guess so.
addict, But her blood work came back clean. Something's not right here.
Da-na-na.
Hi.
Da-na-da-na-na-na-na.
Seb, you told me that Jamie was on drugs a lot, but Jamie never used drugs.
What do you mean?
I spoke to a cop. He saw the autopsy report. She was completely clean.
That's impossible.
Sorry, Miranda, did you have something
Trying to get me on.
If
important
she
to tell
took
me?
anything, it wasn't stronger than cough medicine.
I don't believe this.
I've got the report right here. Sort of. Do you want the cop's number?
No, I don't want his
Alright.
number.
I'm just looking at my phone here because apparently Miranda tried to tell me something. Be nice to the pink ghost. That's all I see. I don't see any other oh wait, you texted me? No, you didn't. I don't see any messages from you, Miranda. I don't see any messages from you anywhere. I'm sorry. Unless you wrote me somewhere else.
You know her better than I do.
Yeah, maybe I did. She wanted to be interesting. She always thought she was boring. But she wasn't. She was fantastic. She read Robert Ashbless, for God's sake. How many girls read Ashbless?
I've read Ash Bless.
Told
This is
I don't
actually
know.
based
Mean
off
You're
of
sick, Jane.
God, what was a Tim Powers book called Anubis at the Gate. I think not Anubis at the Gate, the Anubis Gates, and there was an author in the book called Ash Bless. Best known for Anubis at the Gate. Yeah, the Anubis Gate, Anubis at the Gate. Because I am really subtle and very clever. Alright, now I think we have everything we need to know about Jamie, so now we can just go up and... Resting bitchy faces of pain. People think the same about me sometimes. Look, I guess my natural expression is just kind of... I don't know.
Jamie?
People ask me if I'm alright.
Care to do?
Why not?
God, maybe we should have done a dancing animation for Joey. I don't know, but I don't think anything would have looked right. I just kept thinking, like, just envisioning Joey dancing just seems ridiculous. So I'm like, just let him not. He just doesn't dance. Wait, okay.
So,
You got it.
so what?
Nothing important. How about you? What did you study back in the Dark Ages?
Beautiful things. Ha 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 ha. History.
Really? You know, I used to be the same way. Everyone has their own opinion about what goes on there, but it's so interesting.
Maybe it's just other people are too uncultured. I recently created I named a baker Clay because, you know, dough is like clay. 'Cause I'm clever.
Thought I did. Maybe we can talk more
I
about
tweeted something else at you and I said hi in the chat. Also try to whisper, no biggie. Oh, I'm not actually... I just have like the chat in a little tiny portion of the screen. Time for ghost smooches. The hat part is my favorite. Mine too.
So,
you got nothing much.
Like pretty girls. Jesus Christ. Oh god, this is... Well, she does have some moves, doesn't she?
Really?
not anymore.
Nah. So what?
Blackwell, which she's never heard of.
There's this book by a lady named Blackwell. Ever hear of her?
No. Is she any good?
Depends who you ask.
I'll pass then.
So,
Alright.
not anymore.
Nah.
Robert Ashbless was always a favorite of mine.
I always like this section always seemed a little creepy to me, even though I wrote it. And I was like, 'cause you know, you're basically doing that thing of just kind of telling her exactly what she wants to hear, so she'll like you and, you know, sort of go to bed with you. And that just always seemed kind of creepy. But I don't know. People, I think, I don't know. There was just some. I think there was just enough different context there to actually make it okay. And I remember actually talking to Abe about this because, you know, no one else can get into Joey's head like Abe, and he said that, I mean, well, he legitimately cares and wants to help, so that kind of makes it okay. So, you know,
the
it's...
Nubis at the gate was always a favorite.
This is why I test and ask opinions. I second guess myself a lot.
You don't like it?
Oh, sure, it's great, but that's the first one people always pick. You wrote other stuff, you know.
Like what?
Oh, dark drawings and drawing a last.
Really?
I've got a bunch in storage somewhere.
I'd like...
Shit-eating grin is the best description. Yes, I also have a nearly 100-year-old guy seducing a college kid. There is no question that that's a little weird.
Got a question?
Also, they're both dead, so whatever, you know.
Where are you from?
No.
The mid...
Really?
Illinois?
No way. So.
Mattoon. There was a column I used to read in the early 2000s called Life is a Loser by a guy named Will Leach, who's kind of he's like a big sports writer now. But he wrote, it was always these like kind of very neurotic essays about his life, and he always talked about how he came from Mattoon and now lives in New York. And so whenever I think of some like backwater Midwestern town, I always think of Mattoon, because just from those. I would say Joey was around 30, if only because like I was 30 when I first started writing him, and so I'd say he's around 30.
Mattoon.
No.
Mattoon.
Way. I grew up 20 minutes from there.
Really?
Really? Mattoon. It's even a smaller town than mine.
Yeah, well, that's why I left.
You know, we should talk about the old place sometime.
Alright, here it comes.
Very much.
How about right now?
Huh?
Not sometime. Right now. God, I hate this place. Why do I come here every night? To have fun? I just feel more miserable. Let's get out of here.
Sounds good to me, George.
Well, my dorm isn't far.
Your dorm?
Funny how I pick these details for your games.
The John Jay
Oh,
dorm.
you guys gotta get them from somewhere, right? They gotta come from somewhere else, you know. So I love
I
that.
get the feeling we're going to be good for each other.
I remember telling Ben to put as much effort into that animation as possible.
This just got a lot more interesting.
He did not disappoint, because I knew I wanted it in the trailer too. Like, I know what people like. I knew that would get people curious and wondering and excited. Because people really like Joey steamy ghost sex. Lol. Now, Kith. This next bit is great. It worked better with the original portraits, but it still works.
There. I want that to be my last memory of this place. Let's go.
This little this I just, you know, it's the little subtle things. I'm sorry. I'm giggling because I just I love it. I do love this. Yeah, I don't often. Deception is the first it's the first time I loved it while I was making it, and I still love it after I finished it. Like, I am proud of this one. I'm very, very proud of this game. I think like 90%, 95% of it came out great.
I haven't done it yet.
Are you sure she's even legal?
Legal? She's dead.
This is disgusting.
Love that line so much. Okay, so let's finish this off. Go back to Jamie.
Are you seriously going in there to... I mean, can you...
I don't know. It's never come up before.
That's disgusting.
Look, believe it or not,
Thank
I
you.
do have
I have a good reason to be
small
proud.
modicum of class.
If I won't want to...
Alright, let's do this. Sorry, phrasing. When did I update those portraits? I updated them October of 2013.
Look at me, I'm freezing. Come warm me up.
you just got the come up line.
Of course, darling.
I'm often slow at that kind of stuff too.
Of course I'm sure. I've never been so sure of anything. I feel so good when I'm around you. I don't want that feeling to go away. I feel like myself again. Does that make any sense? It's like I remember who I'm supposed to be, not what Gavin told me to be.
Gavin?
He's full of crap. I was just a bit lost, and he took advantage.
Just what did he do?
I love how her clothes are still all over the floor.
He told me I was dying, that I was wasting my life. Maybe he was right. Nose and a... He said I had to stop studying and start living. Have a full life. Have fun. But after meeting you, I remember. My life wasn't so bad, was it?
Only you can judge
Notice
that.
she's talking in the past tense.
I had a few friends. I liked my classes. I even had a sort of boyfriend. Things were good. Why didn't I see that? I didn't have to be so miserable. Stupid, huh?
You're far from home. It messes with your head. People get confused. It happens.
Sure, that's obvious now, isn't it? It's like I couldn't think. Even right up until the end,
The end of what? Please, darling. The end of what?
It's so...
That's why Rose is hanging out outside. You know, I think one reason why I probably ended Blackwell when I did is because there was only so many times I could do this kind of story and have it still be impactful. You know, someone realizing they're dead is very impactful, but how many times could I do that before it stopped being impactful? And I probably could have done it. I probably could have had several more games in me if I let myself, but I think that ending it where I did, where it was kind of really on a high note, it didn't have a chance to go lower. And so I think I ended it at just the right time, even though I miss it so much. I miss Blackwell so much.
Is this really happening?
It's already happened.
I died. In the club. I died. I remember it perfectly. It was like being ripped apart.
I know. It happened to me once too.
But it's over now?
Yes, dear. It's over.
So what now?
Red?
Maxwell's Demon. The ending was perfect. Oh, thank you very much. I think so too. I'm very happy with how it ended. Not everyone is, but I am happy with it.
Jamie.
God, I love... This is one of the more beautiful
so
node
much
spaces.
to take in.
It's so simple. It's just some nice geometric shapes and this
Float into the
pool
light
and
I don't know what
the
happens
pulsing
after,
light.
but
It's gorgeous.
yes. Just head toward
Yeah,
the
Laura, that was actually the intent from the beginning.
is it?
I always knew it. I always knew it was going to end
Gavin told me to
exactly
live
that
life to
way.
the fullest.
How it
You're
happened,
right.
I was kind of changed.
I'm
The exact events leading up to it changed throughout the years, but I always knew it would end with her
It's too late
dead
for that,
and Joey coming back. I always knew that's how it would end.
He's going to do
I'm like
this
trying to
somehow.
avoid spoilers, but I mean,
No,
you're watching this. You probably
feel
have
it.
played the
He's
whole
already
thing.
done it countless
Sorry.
times.
Do you know where we can find him?
We'd meet on campus. Funny. Didn't seem suspicious at the time. It's fading. Everything is just fading.
We'll get to him. We'll stop him. It's what we do.
Promise?
It's time to
Any
go.
story I wanted to tell in
I
Blackwell,
know.
but couldn't?
Tell Joey I said bye.
Sure.
And if he needs a cold
I wouldn't say
shower
there's
or
anything
anything,
I wanted to tell,
tell him
but
I'm
couldn't or
sorry.
didn't. There are like certain scenes or ideas I had that I never got to do. I always envisioned like the end of
You got her off
Deception
okay?
to
Yeah,
be on
she's gone.
Governor's Island for some reason. There's this
Good.
like amazing
Something wrong?
old prison.
No.
And I
just
always
wanna
wanted
meet
that
this
to be a
Gavin
climaxes.
guy so I can sock him
But
in the jaw.
I've climaxes are never my strongest point. Justifying getting them there and why they're there and what went on there was always something that I could never figure out, so I never did
Me
it.
the wrong way.
I think we should talk to Lisa again.
Her? She keeps more clam than a seafood buffet.
Wow.
But sure, why not?
Oh my god, wow, that's really hard boiled. What a line. More clam than a seafood buffet. Y'all can feel free to use that somewhere if you want to sound cool. Alright. Let's go to Lisa. Let's go to Lisa. Bye, Hatnix. Thank you again.
Yes.
Hi, Lisa.
Oh, it's you. Have you learned anything?
I learned something about Jamie Graham.
And?
She's dead. Lisa?
Did Gavin kill her? Don't come back until you know for sure.
I've learned something about Gavin and Jamie.
You have?
Can I come in? I'll tell you all about it.
Yes.
And she spent all her time at that club until she died there. Her body was found in a dumpster a few streets
Can
away.
barely see Lisa's
Poor
feet.
girl.
They kind of fade into
Jamie
the
was
into
such
the
a
ground, don't
quiet,
they?
Shy thing when she came in here. She put herself under so much pressure. She spent her whole life doing what was expected of her, but she couldn't decide what was right for her. The girl was paralyzed. Coming to this city with all its possibility, it made her question the point of everything.
And you gave her answers?
She was so determined to fail. I couldn't help her.
So you sent her to Gavin.
Gavin and I have an arrangement.
Which is?
If I have a client
There probably will be a
determined to
Shiva stream.
unhappy, no matter what, I send them to Gavin.
And then they die?
I don't know that, and neither do you. Just because this one died doesn't mean they all do. I gave you 2 names. Look into the other one, and don't come back until you do.
I'll be
I
back.
wanted Lisa to be more sympathetic. I always try to find like some like core motivation for any character, or at least a major character, of like what drives them. And for Lisa, I always felt that what drives her is survival. You know, so it's like when she's cornered, she's just gonna say anything to try to get out of it and justify her behavior. So that is I always wanted Lisa to be a little more sympathetic and what's the word I'm thinking of? Torn, kind of you know, torn between wanting to be seen as a good person but not being a good person. I'll probably do Primordia as well, except if when I recompile it in the new version of the engine and it doesn't work, I won't know what to do. I didn't program that game and it's really, really complicated, so I'm not sure how I'll fix it. Just pray that it works in the new version of the engine. Okay, so let's go to Tiffany. Miranda, you still there? Oh my god, this was actually the very first room that was designed for the game, because I knew it was a room that I wanted, that it was going to be the I came up with the puzzle for this, like the business card in the mailbox. That was the first puzzle I came up with, so I designed this room, and it was actually I say this is the first room that was designed, meaning my sketchy, crappy MS Paint placeholder art was the first room I designed, because I wanted to implement that glow in the dark puzzle.
I don't just drop my... At least.
Wait, what?
I don't just drop... At least.
Wait,
I don't just drop my card into any mailbox I see. At
At least not anymore. Now I get the joke. Okay. Right now Joey looks in.
Let's have a look-see.
Yeah, Primordia is the one everyone loves. Primordia. Primordia is great. I mean, the guys everyone who worked on that game was like top of their game. Everyone just did an amazing job on that one.
I can just make out the return address. This letter is from someone named
R.
Abu.
Rachel Abu. I went to high school with a girl named Debbie Abu. You see where I'm getting all these names